Hey guys, okay, there are a few things you can do each week that make your cleaning routine a little bit easier. And I'm gonna give you those tips and tricks right now, so let's get started. Okay, my first tip is to have designated laundry days. So we have a family of 5 and I do the laundry on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's so much easier because the loads are a little bit smaller and more manageable and I don't have like a mountain of laundry to do at the end of the week. And basically everybody knows what the laundry days are so they can kind of plan to, put their clothes in the hamper and they know which day they're going to get their clothing back. It's just easier. And I just know Wednesdays and Saturdays, those are the days that I do my laundry. Okay, kind of along the same lines, my second tip is to have weekly designated shopping days. So for us, it's usually Saturday or Sunday. We work full time during the week, so we try to go shopping on the weekends and we just have one day. So I definitely am not the kind of person who likes to go shopping multiple times a week or daily. I know some people do. I feel like that's how you end up spending more money. Once you get into the grocery store, you just can't escape under a certain amount of money. End up buying sort of like impulse things or things you weren't looking for. So I like to designate just one day a week. That's when I know I'm going and everybody in the family knows that that's when we're going and we get it done. Next tip, which I talked about it in my other video about cleaning hacks, is the 10-minute tidy. I still feel like this is such a good tip and it's definitely something to incorporate into your weekly routine. You could do it like a couple times a week, 3 times a week. If you feel like 10 minutes is too much, honestly, just even try 5 minutes. You will be shocked at how much you can get done. So set a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works for you, and just everything you see, everything you can do, just do it. I'm telling you, everything it takes like no time, get so much done, and then you just sit back and you say, wow, that was 5 minutes and everything looks great. So just try it. I think it will save you a ton of time and it's a great tip for weekly cleaning. My next tip is to have a day that you get rid of extra paper. So we still get a lot of junk mail and things in the mail and then it just piles up. The kids bring home their artwork, they bring home their schoolwork, everything just piles around in the kitchen. We have stacks of paper. I say just designate one day a week and try to actually designate that day, maybe like garbage day, or so that you can put everything in the recycling or the garbage. Designate it that day and just go through all of your paper. Sort it all, anything that needs to be saved, save it. Anything that needs to be recycled, toss it. Just get your papers in order and don't let it pile it up. It's something you should do weekly so that you don't get to a couple months later and then you just have like a whole table full of paper and a mountain of things to go through. Okay, my next tip is to just clean one thing every day. So don't go into it thinking, I'm gonna clean the whole bathroom, I'm gonna clean the whole kitchen. No, just pick one thing to clean. Maybe it's one toilet, maybe it's the sink, maybe it's the living room floor, whatever it is. Just pick one thing and you just clean it and be done with it and move on with your day. My next tip, which I think, especially if you have kids and or pets, is to vacuum every day. I'm not saying vacuum your whole house. Don't do that. Just vacuum your kitchen and your living room, kind of like the main living areas where everybody is, especially your kitchen. My kids eat one meal and then the floor is covered in things. They're younger kids and just it's a mess. So I say just once a day vacuum. You will be amazed at how much dirt and whatever you can find on the floor, even if you vacuum every day. It's shocking. My other recommendation kind of along this is to get a cordless vacuum cleaner. It used to be a big hassle for me to pull out the whole vacuum cleaner, plug it in, move around the house with it. I don't do that anymore. I have a cordless vacuum cleaner. I just grab it, vacuum. I mean, sometimes I have a problem. Sometimes I use it like 3 times a day, but once a day is fine. And it's so much easier with the cordless vacuum. You can just get it done really quickly, really easily, limited amount of time. Okay, my next tip is to run the dishwasher either daily or every other day. So, we've got 5 people in our house and we run it every other day, which seems to work for us. So pick a schedule that works for you. I'd say even if it's not full, just run it so that you kind of get into a rhythm with your dishes and putting your dishes away and having clean dishes and having enough of each dish. So I think every other day, or if you have a bigger house or you use more dishes, you could do it every day. But I think sort of get in a rhythm with your dishwasher so that you know what's going on with all of your dishes and you have clean dishes when you want them. Okay, my next tip is to wipe down the counters every night. Really feel strongly about this tip. I can't stand waking up in the morning and coming down and seeing stuff on the counters, messy counters, food on the counters, whatever it is. Just wipe down the counters before you go to bed. It keeps bugs and insects away as well, but just it's a really important thing to do, and it takes you like 20 seconds. So just do it, right before you go upstairs for the night or right before you go to bed for the night. Just quickly give your counters a little wipe down and you'll be good to go in the morning. Okay, my next tip is to clean out your sink as well before you go to bed. You don't have to like clean the sink, but basically just get the dishes out of your sink, whether you have to wash them or put them in the dishwasher. I just also don't like waking up to dishes in the sink. When I wake up in the morning, I want to see a clean house. I don't want to see a pile of dishes that I then have to put away. So my tip is every night before bed, after you finish wiping down those counters, go ahead and put those dishes in the dishwasher, go ahead and wash them, put them wherever they need to go, but don't leave them piled in the sink. I also think that another sort of thing to keep your sink nice and fresh is to clean your garbage disposal at least every month. So what I do is I use baking powder and vinegar. And I basically just put the baking powder into the disposal, and then I pour some vinegar on top and I let it sit for a little bit. When you pour the vinegar on top, you'll see that it's bubbling, you know that it's working. Vinegar is like a fantastic cleaner for things like metal things. I mean, it's a fantastic cleaner for so many things, but the baking soda and the vinegar work really well. Then what I do after it's sat for a little while is I put ice cubes into it and I run the disposal. If you don't have a disposal, you can skip this step. And then to finish it off, I run hot water down the drain. Then I just take a little sponge, kind of clean out the drain itself and the outside part. And I'm telling you, it gets rid of any weird smells that you might have had in the drain, and it just keeps it fresh and nice. And I'd say it's a good thing to do whenever it smells, or at least once a month. Okay, my last tip is to clean your bedroom every day. And I don't mean, doing a full-on clean, but just keep it tidy. Put away clothes, put away things that have kind of migrated to your room that don't belong there. Just keep it tidy so that you're sleeping and kind of being in this like non-cluttered, clean space. I know that it's hard to put your clothes away after you wear them, but one trick I do is I used to keep a chair in my bedroom, and no one ever sat in it because it was always piled with clothing. So I would change my clothes, I would have clean laundry, it would all just end up on the chair piled high. So one day I just said, you know what, nobody sits on this chair, it's just gathering junk and clothes. So I got rid of the chair, and now I'm forced to put my clothes away, and I don't have this chair with a pile of clothing sitting in the corner of my room for no reason. Okay, speaking of bedrooms, my other sort of thing that I wanted to say is to clean your bedroom at least once a month. If you think about it, we spend like 50% almost, right, of our lives in our bedroom, and you want it to be a nice, clean place to sleep. So, wipe down, clean the floors, vacuum the floors, make sure that you wipe down any surfaces from dust. I actually even clean the walls of my bedroom. I get a mop and I just clean the walls with the mop. It keeps my room less dusty. My bedroom gets really dusty, and that, not to get all gross, but that dust is like skin cells. Anyway, I just do that, and then I know that my room is clean, and I feel like it's a good place to be for, 8 hours a day sleeping. Anyway, those are my weekly tips for a clean house and a clean routine and keeping things tidy. I hope they helped you out. I would love if you would give my channel a subscribe, and I also recommend you check out my other video on 12 cleaning hacks that will really help speed up your cleaning, because who wants to spend so much time cleaning, right? I'll see you later, and until next time.